Hey, everybody,
Hi,
and welcome.
everybody.
Yay, 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 yay. Welcome to the show, everybody. There is a bit of a delay on any live broadcasting, so I know we're waiting for some people to get their announcements that we've gone live. And but we do have Linda Kennedy and Christine Fryer here already, and it's wonderful to see you. And please help me welcome Judy in the skies.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Linda.
So
Thanks
I
for sharing.
have your name. When I heard it, I used to always think that was the name of that song,
Song.
but it's
It's
really Judy
disguise.
in Disguise. But
Disguise.
it
Yeah.
just kind of, yeah. So what made you think of it, Judy? Is it because you thought at one point that's what it was?
No, because my
No.
head's always in the sky.
Ah,
Let's be truth be known. Yeah. So, yeah. And it actually worked out. So
yeah,
I was born for this. I was born for that name, for that title.
that's
So
wonderful. That's wonderful. Linda, did we get
hi,
a message?
Linda.
Something went wrong? No? Did something go wrong? I don't know. Sorry, Linda. When I look at how many people are in the chat and I see 0, then I know that, we just got to wait till everybody gets here. Yes, Carl, we're going to talk to Judy first and talk about her background and so on. And then, yes, we'll do a few readings. Yes, sir. And hello, Tanita. And hello, Arlene. And that's right. Linda Kennedy worked with you in Deb's Circle.
Yes, I love. We are like sisters from another mother. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Linda is fabulous. She really
is. She's my girl.
Yep. So, yes. Hi, Lynn Hirayama. It's nice to see you, too. You're waving, Linda. Thank you. I watched you guys. I watched you on Deb's channel when she introduced all of you. Whoops, I don't want this yet. I'm just trying to click on it. Okay. And I enjoyed it. It was great.
Oh,
it was,
yeah. We had a good time.
It was nice to meet all of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, yeah. So
it's so funny that we have now a community that we can actually say, well, we're friends, even though we've never met in the physical form, right? So who says this is perfect?
People said that, that social media, you weren't really friends with friends, but I don't agree with that either.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how much interaction you may have had with that person. But, you can be friends with people and never meet them and know that you have so much in common that there's no reason not to feel that way. So,
yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
So now I can actually see the comments because I'm like, I can't see anybody. Oh, I gotta go to comments. Yeah, I'm new at this, so please forgive me, everybody. Yeah.
No worries. All right, so Tanita, I have your question. We'll put it in. We're going to do some discussion, I want to know a little bit more about Judy. She did give me her bio, and it's in the show notes, as well as her channel link, because she has started her channel, and it's under Ms. Judy. And
well, it's Judy in the Skies is a YouTube channel, and then Judy in the Skies for Facebook as well. And I just want to say something.
You have your own website. Right.
Yes, I do.
Judyintheskies.com. Yeah.
Right. And I want to thank you, Allie, for actually inviting me here because this is really exciting because like I was telling you earlier, like Linda had mentioned you and, you're like the sentinel of the readers that are out there. So I feel like I'm so thrilled.
Oh, well, welcome to the community. We love our community, and we are always looking for new talent, and the fact that we're all light workers working on similar but not exactly the same things most of the time, and we are happy to have you here. Absolutely. And thanks to Deb Zacko also for sharing you, because I know you started out working with Deb, learning cards a little bit more.
Well, we learned from we were actually together in another course, and then she was doing this, and I'm like, hey, can I work with you? And so she's awesome. Yeah. I brought her deck.
She's brought in, isn't it wonderful?
Oh my God.
Yeah. She has brought in Linda Berteau. I've met Linda, and I haven't had Lilith on just yet, but she's got a lot of talent coming from apparently those particular courses that she takes. So hi, Edward. Hi, Annie Bear. Hello, Sharon, Strawberry Rhubarb. I hope you're feeling better, Sharon. I know you hurt yourself, and so I hope you're on the mend and you're feeling better. Hello, Jen Bowles. Nice to see you. And Rossi's here, and Flower Beauty Rocks. technology is playing up today. It doesn't surprise me.
Welcome to Monday. Yeah. I love how everybody's talking to each other too. Like, hey.
Oh, they do. They're wonderful. Awesome. And I feel the same way for you, Sharon. You and I are friends too. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Sharon's been on about the same amount of time I have, and she's been in different venues. Yeah. I mean, we've worked together. All right, Rox, I got your reading question. We'll get to it. Look who happened to show up. Hey. Hi, Deb. It's good to see you, dear. Nice to see you. Welcome. And thanks, Strawberry Rhubarb Sharon, for subbing to Judy's channel. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are great. I appreciate that.
You make the audience feel famous. Oh, well, okay. Some people would say to me, are you not being Miss Jean?
Oh, I know.
The Rumble Room, the Rumble Room lady back when I was a kid. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I know it sounds kind of corny, but
She never said my name, Allie. I was so bummed. How can you not say Judy in the 60s, right? In the 70s.
Right. And my name was Alice Lee, and she never said even Alice. I think it was the generation before me was Alice, not me. So yeah. Yes, thank you, Flower Beauty. We so appreciate all of our what we call our emotional support. Canadians, Australians, South Africans, Indians, Pakistanis, everybody that's out of our country, you are our emotional support. And we would not make it without you. All of us here in America need you desperately. And thank you for all you do. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Sherry's in the house. All right.
Hi, Sherry. Hi. Yeah. Madam Sherry is what I call her. Queen of the South.
Queen of the South. There you go. Wow.
She's a doll.
She is a doll. We just taped something last night.
Did you?
I were involved in. Yeah. So we'll
How's
see
the snow, Sherry?
Yeah.
She's still under snow. Do you know?
Probably.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy.
Although, when you get snow in Louisiana, it's like at least it was a once in a lifetime event, but I'm not sure if it still is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, everybody, we're going to take some questions. We'll do some readings for you, but I do want Judy to talk a little bit about her background so you can get to know her a little bit.
Thank you.
I'm guessing, and I read over your bio, but of course I can't remember every part of it, but you started very young as well. Am I right?
So when you say starting young, how would I put it? I guess I would say I didn't feel like, I don't know if you would say that later on looking back, I don't think I was normal, so to speak. I mean, I guess what people would consider normal. There was certain things that I remember, for example, like people would come to me like, who are you talking to? And I would be thinking it was just whoever I was talking to. And those are like little blurbs, because I have to be honest with you, I can't remember a whole lot of my childhood, maybe because I wanted to block it out. Yeah. So, but as far as getting into this work that I am now, it was kind of forced upon me at a point, I would say.
Oh.
I was working. I was going through some really stressful times at work, and it actually, through my boss's recommendation, was for me to go into the urgency care because I was having some heart issues. I was just really having some pains, and I was like, what the heck's going on? And things weren't going as smoothly as I felt that they should, because I felt that I was doing my part and that things weren't going correctly, and it was stressing me out. So I think that the universe basically said, you probably should be doing something else. And so when I look at this work, it brings me such joy, and it's so interesting because I can't figure this out, how this works, because I say I'm just the messenger.
Right.
And how I work is when I work with a person one-on-one prior to us meeting, preferably, sometimes, it happens on the fly and you don't have the opportunity to do all this stuff, but I do like a ritual. Is I clear my energy and I ask my guides, angels, and ancestors to connect with the client. Their angels, guides, and ancestors. And in my office, in my home, I have a plethora of modalities that I use. I have over 40 decks of cards. And I always,
I've got about 300, so it's
do
okay.
you really? Okay, so it's just not me. And then my daughter would be funny, and she'd say, Mom, you're the only person I know that pays for stones, for rocks. But I've got all this stuff. So anyway, so this is like my bag of knowledge, I say. So when I work with this spirit team, their team and my team work collectively, and they show me which card deck I need to pull, if I need to pull dowsing rods, or I need to pull pendulums. There's a whole bunch of different things that they do. And I don't know how it works, but when we get together and we do the readings, it all seems to work. And I just sit there and go, oh my God, it's unbelievable.
So I think that's the best part of this work. It's if you're not surprised sometimes by what is happening, then you're not being humble enough, I think, in a way. It's like, we don't want to ever come across as saying, well, I have all the answers, because we don't. Right. We don't have them anyway. It's
You're right.
But and what I really love is I never realized until I came on here and started working with other people like this, where we did readings together, just how much their vibration and their energy worked in tandem with mine, and the bounce, the psychic bounce was amazing.
Isn't that so cool?
Some people it's a little bit more than others, but it's not that people aren't in tune with each other. It's just dependent, I think, a lot upon the circumstances, the reading, whatever it is. But isn't it wonderful?
And I told Deborah, because she, I would say, basically kicked me out of the nest, right? Like literally, you're out.
Yep.
And then Sherry just kind of dragged me along.
That's good.
But I remember before I did Deborah's collaboration, I was like, I don't know. And I just specifically heard, it's okay not to be 100% of the time.
Yeah,
and I was just like,
that's right.
And I'm like, but I can't do this if I'm not 100%. They're like,
then you better not do it.
Yeah, or it's like you might not think it was the right thing to say, but later on I find out.
Well, there's that too. Because there is no sense of time. There's no time.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that's why it could happen. As a matter of fact, I even had a subscriber write me and say that they had a reading back in the 70s or the 80s, I can't remember, and were told a bunch of stuff, and they're like, this never happened. And it happened this year.
Oh, wow.
So it always looked like it was never going to happen. And then that wasn't, but there is no time over there. It's spirit time. It's whatever time they think that it might come to pass.
Yeah.
And so it's just fascinating. I know that I like saying that we don't always know because timelines change and situations change. And if we're lucky, if we're 75 to 80% pretty much on it, there are some people that are better than that. They've been doing it longer, or they might have a different connection to source. But that's why we always also say for entertainment purposes only.
Right. So I'd like to share something with you and your guest. So this is how I started. This was actually back in 2022. This is a chart that I did. This is what something like that is in my website. So these are what I call my chakra readings. And they're what I call a body scan. And so what I do is before I even meet the client, I go into a meditation. I write their name down, the date and the time that I started. And then of course, because I'm a Libra rising and my chart is upside down, I do everything backwards. There's a method to this madness, apparently. So that's what the universe is telling me. So I start from the top and I work myself down, as opposed to working from the first root chakra up. I go down. So then I take it into two parts. So one part is going to be the front side of the body, and then I flip them over to the back side of the body. So this actually takes some time prior to, for example, this person, it took me 1 hour and 45 minutes just to do this. And I haven't even had the consultant consult with the client yet. So anyway, so this one gal, remember, in her third eye, I think it was in the third eye. Anyway, so just how I wanted to explain this, I saw a potato. And I'm like, what is a potato? So what I do is when I see an image or something and I can't explain it, I go on my phone and I'll say, you know, what is a potato in a dream? You know, what does it represent?
Right.
But and I saw eyes on it. So I knew that I had to draw the little eyes on it. So what happened was when I looked at the potato and I looked it up, potatoes grow out from each other, right? They just spread out. What wound up happening is after I gave her the reading, she told me that her husband was in the military, had some medical issues because of being in the military, that he was going to be awarded some money. And then found out, she texted me several months later that because of that one specific medical situation, that he was going to get more money and it was going to be continuous. So just that one little potato turned into more of a abundance for them. Yes. It was just like,
I love that. I love that. I love it when it makes sense.
Like, well, it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't immediate, but it did later. Yeah.
Right. Well, I knew it had to mean, that there was something going to be coming out of one object. Sure. But the interesting thing is, like, there's mediums that actually get, well, you're going to get money here and you're going to get this, but my guys don't, they're like little teasers.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I get it.
But a lot of these, how I get into all of this, it makes sense to the client when we talk about it, because I have no idea, like, yes, their father was a great red wine drinker and I would pick that up and stuff like that. So, so that's one of the things that I
that's wonderful. I love that. I love that. You. Well, Amanda says, now that's allowing. And so, that's awesome. I just want to, before we go to a couple of these questions, Rox says, but sometimes it's meant to change a person's perspective, and so you all have to tell them. And that's absolutely true. With the proviso that you realize that everybody has free will. But now, Judy, Tanita wants to know, what is your take on manifestations versus life contracts? So I would say even free will over determinism, maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's interesting because as far as when I look back on my life, I could say I wanted certain things to happen in certain ways, but then you meet other people that come into your life and they change that because their life path is not congruent with yours.
Correct.
So I guess what I would have to say is if you have a very strong will on and determination on how your life path is going to be navigated, then you have more of a strong will to manifest your life. Whereas if you were like me and some of the relationships that I had, oh, hell no, I got gaslighted into a whole bunch of crap and got derailed.
Well, and that happens, and that's part of our life lesson. So I think sometimes in choosing our contracts, it's not like, well, this is going to happen on this day and this on this day and this on this day. It's general stuff that we want to work on during this lifetime. And if we want things to change, we can assert our intention anyway. We may not be able to assert our will, because will never works. Yeah. Right. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love that.
That's a good question.
It is a good question. We have another one that's a question, and I love this. Is there a difference between archangels, angels, and our light angels?
Oh, you know, I really can't answer that. I'm
okay.
You know, we have. If you want to go ahead and take that question, that's awesome. Sure. I can't say that. I'm still like in. I haven't really worked with the angels. I still want to find out who my angels are, and maybe you'll be able to help me with that, because I understand you can.
Well, good. Of course, the archangels are the ones. You know, I didn't grow up Catholic. It wasn't, and the Catholics work a lot with the angels. I mean, I know that sounds silly.
And I grew up Catholic.
Yeah, and I didn't grow up that way. So now it's like, wow, I had all these allies I had no idea I had. You know. So we have a general sense of Archangel Michael, who will come in and cut away some issues for us. If we need, he'll come right in. If you must call archangels in by voice. And so there's that. There's Raphael. I've called Raphael in when my husband's been really ill, and he's come in immediately and assuaged that. We have Gabriel, we have Jophiel, we have all kinds of archangels that are available to us, Metatron. They each have their own particular purpose, although they work together as well in tandem. Our own personal angels are angels that we sort of like our guides, I say. You know, they're in agreement to work with us. I think it probably helps to call them in by voice, but if you don't, they just need to know that they can't interfere unless you ask them. So you have to ask them. Same with your guides, really. Your guides are sitting there going, okay, what's wrong with you? I got the answer. Why aren't you asking? You know, or I have a nudge for you. So I think that's what it is, Paul. Of course, they are mentioned in all kinds of religious text. And there are some, I can't remember if it's Gabriel, is more mentioned in the Torah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you know, it's interesting because I always write in the mornings, I'll like journal and I'll ask my guys, what do you have to share with me today? Or ask a question, and then I'll pull cards. And, you know, they do have my back, and they do ask, you know, they do talk to me. The only thing I really wish I could do, and I haven't been able to do it yet, I guess, is get names or
you know why? They don't care what you call them.
They don't care.
They're not attached to names.
Yeah.
Well, same with guides. You know, I remember asking for a name of a spirit guide back in 1987 and getting a very clear name, and I didn't like the name. Yeah. And they said, you can adapt it. And I did.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, it's us. We're attached to time. We're attached to money. We're attached to names.
Right. Right.
We're such so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, you have to also say, if you want to work with the archangels, Rossi, that's right. And you also, some of the other masters, such as Saint Germain and others, I was always told Saint Germain chooses you. You don't choose Saint Germain. Now, whether that's true or not, but there are others, Mother Mary, Yeshua, and so forth. So, yeah.
I like that question. Yeah.
It was a good question. It was a great question. So let's see. I wanted to, before we get to readings, everybody, I love this. Thanks for sharing this, Flower Beauty. And I do know that you guys don't have angels in Hinduism. And because I've studied Hinduism in college, I love your goddesses.
Yes,
I love what they do. I have to tell you, and I can't remember, and you might be able to tell me, Flower Beauty, there's one that you give, maybe it's Lakshmi, I'm not sure. You bring a piece of fruit into the Hindu temple and you put it down, and then you do whatever it is you do in the temple, because I've been to one, it's wonderful, and you go back and pick up the piece of fruit, and I swear to God, that fruit tastes better than any other fruit I've ever had in my life.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah,
it is. And then the other thing is, there was the Ganesha is the elephant god, and if there's a round circle, and what you do is you walk into the circle and you ring the bell and you ask Ganesha to bring you prosperity, and that's why you put one right at your front door. So, I mean, they're magical in a lot of ways. It's like angels are. Yeah, yep. And we don't have goddesses. You're right, Flower Beauty. We don't. So. There's so much that we need to know and how we need to do it. Yeah. And all of it is just a work in progress, everybody. So I love it. Sylvia. It's nice to see you too. And Celtic Seer and everybody that just came in. Thank you for being here. Yeah. She says there's a new moon in Aquarius on 129. Uranus goes direct on the 30th. Yep, a jolt is coming. Yes, have you heard? I knew this last night. Last week, I decided I wasn't going to let my 401k just hang in the air. Right. And so I called my advisor and I said, move everything into fixed assets. Yeah. And I heard this morning that the Chinese have the DeepSeek and the markets are tanking. Yeah, I saw that this morning. Yeah. I mean, and I didn't, I didn't know enough. It was just my own intuition on my own. Good for you. Yeah.
I'm scared to look at it right now.
I know,
but I did do a trade.
Yeah, I haven't retired yet. I'm going to be 70 this year, but I need to have some money there if I do.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, we can't really rely on Social Security. I mean, we should.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Celtic Seer, as a matter of fact, Judy was going to talk a little bit about, she's also an astrologer. And so you were going to talk a little bit about the moon.
Yeah. So I did a YouTube video. My last one I did. I only have 2 out there. So, and it was basically talking about how everybody's under a lot of stress. And I pulled, 2 cards. And then I had someone comment on, and she called me and we talked about it. And she said, well, how do you help people through this? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I can't give medical information. I go, but how I handle stress and anxiety and feeling of restlessness and whatnot is do what Aunt Lortley has always taught us, was to do your moon. So what I did is I just wrote down just a little blurb on each sign of if that's where your moon is. So how you would find your moon is to go to astro.com, put in your information, like your birthday, time of birth, and where you were born. And it's really important to have the time of birth if you can, because the moon does change throughout the day. So it could go into a different sign. So just to let you know. And I would just do whole house signs. You can do Placidus if you want, but I always like to work with whole house. So what I did is I just kind of really short and sweet. So if you have an Aries moon, you're ruled by Mars. Okay. So it's ruled by action. You need to get out and do something physical, such as running. And if you can't run, you walk, right? Basketball, martial arts, weightlifting. Even if it's lightweight, you just need to move your body to get rid of that energy, just to, get rid of it. If you are a Taurus or a Libra moon, because they're both ruled by Venus, you need to indulge in the 5 senses, such as taste, food, of course, right? Or anything else you put in your mouth. Sight, finding the beauty around, such as art. Smell, scented candles, delicious smell of food. Hearing, you can use music or a voice of someone you love for conversation. I have down here touch, comfy, cozy blankets, gardening, using your hands, getting dirty, or having a massage, right?
Ooh, that's a good reason to have them.
Yeah. And the difference between a Taurus moon and a Libra moon is how I put this. The Taurus is the doer. They're the ones that cook and, and garden and whatnot. And the Libra is more of the receiver. They like being served.
I'm a Libra star sign. Yeah.
Yes. I'm a Libra rising and a Taurus moon. So I've got them both. I could do both.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. You balance. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if we go with Gemini and Virgo moons, they're both ruled by Mercury. So it's all about communication. So how we communicate and how we like to be received as far as communication as well. Gemini, they're more social, childlike, right? They like to hang out in the pubs or get together with friends, just go out and do some fun stuff. Whereas a Virgo moon, they communicate more through helping others, such as volunteering would be a nice thing to do. They're great at organizing. So using this time to clean and organize your home or your space while listening to music, 2 for 1 on that one. It's awesome. I have Capricorn moon. You're ruled by Saturn. It's all about structure. Use this time to get your life in order. The 4 pillars of life are health, which is your physical, mental health, wealth, financial and security checkup might be good. Relationships, being with people that you love, and just happiness, being in gratitude and being positive and overall feeling of satisfaction. I think those are how a Capricorn moon would really help when they're not feeling so in happy or just in a little bit out of sorts. If you're a Cancer moon, you're ruled by the moon. You're the nurturer, mommy. So the homebody, right? They would rather stay home. They're cool there, They're the healer, the caretaker of the family, and friends and fur babies. They love their babies, their fur babies. Sagittarius moon, you're ruled by Jupiter. You find comfort in your faith or spirituality that speaks to you. Traveling is great to do, even if you need to just get out of the house, Writing in a journal, reading a book on a faraway adventure, just to kind of take you out of your head, right?
Sure.
If you have a Leo moon, well, you're ruled by sun. How do you get out and shine and get attention? That's what those are all about, which is lovely. Go out and sing karaoke, dance, sign up to be in a play, I guess. Enjoy the sunshine on your face, just something like that, I have Aquarius moon. You're humanitarian. You're the free thinker. For you, you might need to go out and sign up for a cause you believe in, come up with that idea that, can make a difference to society. You are that person that gets things done in a global perspective. And so last but not least is, by the way, I forgot to say that Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So just to make sure, they're also ruled by Capricorn, but I just thought I'd put that one in there just to let everybody know. The Pisces moon is ruled by Neptune. So,
oh my God. That's why I got the plumber here again today.
Yeah. The creator of dreams, music, poetry, they're empaths. They feel all that feels good and go out. So it's good to probably go out and ground yourself on the earth energy when you feel a little heady and out of sorts. It's just to kind of get back into your body. So
that's a good idea. It was been one of those days. Yeah. And it's very interesting that you said dreams because I run the dream show on Tuesday nights.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes more sense to me.
Yeah. You're walking your path. I mean, you always do your moon. Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
Beautiful. So I hope that helps just a little bit.
Yes,
it was fun.
It was fun. And Celtic added in earth-based moons being in nature helps, air-based conversations, reading, mental work. Water moons are healers, keep boundaries, and fire moons dance and keep.
Yes, I love that everybody's participating in this. Thank you. Yes, it takes a village. Absolutely, that's what I love. Yeah,
that's right. Yep. And so, yes, Judy does have some pop-up videos as well. And so her information, her show information, her channel is in the chat down in the show notes. So check it out. All right. Well, I could probably just talk to you for the next 30 minutes, but I did promise some readings. So
we are going to do this.
We're going to do some. Here we go. Yeah. Very good. So let's see. I'm going to do Tanita first. She's got a career question. Career and finances. She's feeling stuck financially. Work's not going great. She feels like she's moving backwards. So let's see what we can find out for you, Tanita.
Yeah.
And we have 9 questions, and hopefully we can get to all of them, but I can't take any more, everybody. So we'd be here all day, unfortunately. But I have, let me tell you who I got. After this, I have Flower Beauty, Michelle, Rising Phoenix, Miss Sherlock, Sonia, Corey, Ray, Ness, Lynn, and Carl. And if you can just let me know, and would you just please be here when you're being read? That's what we need. All right. All right. Oh, so I'm seeing some interesting things here, Tanita. I'm seeing here that you've been very brave going through these awful things that are going on. It's like you're trying to tame a dragon. And I know it gets tedious because taming a dragon is hard work. If you just think about it, it's like this guy's fending off with his umbrella. But it's like hitting against something and having a really tough time, and that's why you're feeling stuck. It's like you can't get this dragon out of your way. But I do see that a culmination is coming where it will all come together and you're going to get some answers. Now, I can't tell you when. That's the thing. But, it is in the cards. So I would say it's fairly soon. And something is going to come up where you're going to find out that either someone was spreading a rumor about you, or you've heard a rumor about someone else that's maybe not true, and you're going to have to figure out whether you need to confront this person and find out why they're doing what they're doing. Yeah.
Okay, so what I get, the first card that came up to me was the Heart Guardian. Love and let yourself be loved. I can show you that beautiful card. You can see that the cloak that she's wearing, it's the root chakra. So I feel that, Tanita, I feel like you just need to really ground yourself into earth energy. I know some people don't believe in that stuff, but it really, really is coming out to me that when you do that, it for some reason, it just turns your whole magnetic field in your body in a different way. It moves things to where you'll be able to like release and let go, because the next card I get is release. So there's something that you need to release and let go of. And when you do that, and I'm getting chills, thank you. Once you do that, the next thing is that you're going to have a miracle. You need to put yourself back into the light. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So, she's been dealing with this for quite a while, and it's been very hard for her. So
yeah. So it's like so below, then above. Right. So it's just like get yourself grounded in your energy, release it whenever no longer serves you, and expect a miracle.
There you go. There you go.
Woo, girl, that was
that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah.
Sorry, I make funny faces.
That's all right. We have another career finance reading. So that's interesting, because both these gals are out of the United States. They're both elsewhere, and not in the same place, but very
called synchronicity.
Let's see what yours says. Yeah. Here as well. Next, we have Michelle and then Rising Phoenix. If you please let me know you're here. Yes, you're both Hindus. That's right. Yes, and so you can give a sacrifice to one of your to Shiva or one of your goddesses. There you go. Oh,
wow.
All right. So what I get for you is something is going to be put right. This is V is for Vendetta. It's a mask that there was a movie out that used to be V is for Vendetta, and it says you will be having a wrong be righted. So something that wasn't supposed to happen is going to turn itself around, and they're going to either apologize or they're going to make it better for you. They want you to make sure you stand in your strength and courage and personal power. So you got the lion, and the lion is there to protect you, but you have to stand up for yourself as well, because we all have to stand in our own power. And it says, just watch out for your emotions. Maybe this moon will be a little difficult for you. Full moons are difficult anyway, but I'm guessing that you may get an answer around well, this isn't a full moon. This is probably a new moon, isn't it? Or maybe not even a new moon.
No, new moon would be completely covered. Be dark.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, trust your intuition, it's saying.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's interesting. I don't know if Flower Beauty is looking at getting into any mysticism, or she knows something. Because the first card I get, that's the second card. The first card I get is that she has a destiny that she has to hold. It's like you are called upon something that you're supposed to do, and either it's for something such as being a reader, or something that has to do in the spiritual realm, or through spiritual realm what you're supposed to do. And that might be the reason why you're feeling that way. It's kind of like how I was feeling, where universe basically puts me in the hospital to find out what I'm really supposed to be doing, right? I mean, we don't want that to happen. But what I'm saying is, that what you need to do, and you need to work on that. And then third card that I get is the Seven of Pentacles. It's like you're growing something. There's fruit to be had. There's money to be made. Materials, financial abundance will come if you do your life path, right? And it has to do with either you already know what it is and you're afraid to do it, or it's holding you back, or you're not sure. But I believe that this is confirmation that what you're supposed to know. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it says you already know the answer. Don't ask for others what they see. for you alone can see in your heart of what matters. Trust your intuitive powers to guide you.
Okay. She says she thinks with my emotions and my heart, and I always ends up hurting me. I understand. I think that's why you have to bring in that courage of the lion, and you need to work with I don't want to say growing a spine because that sounds very condescending, but what it means is just bring in that strength and that courage that comes from inner knowing that you're right in this case. This is something that you can stand up for. Yeah.
There's always the light, right? There's light here. So there's like spirit is there to assist. And I think that that courage is a beautiful word. Courage.
It is. It is. And yes, if that means your own business, Flower Beauty, or your own brand, then have the courage to do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Thank you so much. Okay. So we have Michelle. And can I get a reading if I should buy my brother's half of my dad's house and stay in the house? My dad left the house to the both of us.
So are they both living in it together?
I don't think so. I think she was living in it with her dad until he passed. Okay. But you might want to give us that. But he probably left it to the both of you. Have you had already an appraisal done? And do you know how much is owed on the mortgage? That would be something I think would, be important for you to know. But let's see what it says. All right. I have to tell you, the closest of brothers and sisters or any relatives tends to break down after the death of somebody. I never thought it would happen to me ever, and it did. So I just want to put that, no appraisal done, it's paid off. Okay. All right. So you might want an appraisal on it, or he might want an appraisal on it if he's looking to see how much it's worth. And then you have to figure out if you need a mortgage for, or however else you want to pay it. I don't know if you have the money to pay it, but if you need a mortgage on it in order to take the other half, that's his part, so he can get money. You'd have to do it on the whole mortgage, though. Wow. I think that's how it would work. I feel like you're feeling trapped, and you it might become a very oppressive environment. It might be better for you to get an appraisal, determine from the appraisal. And I'm only saying this because I used to do mortgages. Okay. So get an appraisal, find out what it's worth, find out if it needs repairing or anything then that's what they would tell you. Then figure out how you're going to finance this if you don't have the cash. And then also you can find out if it would be better for you to sell it and then just get the cash and buy something else, or even that house. So it's here is the scales. You want balance, and of course the two of you are equal partners in this distribution, so that's why the balance comes up. But you need to have I've got the lips, which is the intimate conversation, but you need to sit down and have a real good conversation with your brother about it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty on point. It's interesting because the first card I got was the Sky Father. Which,
wow.
Dad, right?
Yeah.
And it says trust in the unknown. And the funny thing is, when I was pulling these cards, and I just don't know if the father is still in the house, just that spirit energy around her.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is I got mountains and stand your ground. So like you said, Ali, I think that she needs to make this more of a logical thing as opposed to an emotional thing, Yeah. And then once she does that, then she becomes the wise one, grow within the current situation. So basically, like look at it for, take the emotion out of it and make it more of a,
business deal, right?
Business. Yeah. I think that. Yeah.
Yep.
I hope that helps.
I totally agree. But it would help you, Michelle. I know it might cost you $500 or something like that to get an appraisal done, but it gives you an idea what the house is worth. And also if there's problems within the house that would need to be fixed before it could sell. Right. Because if you end up, taking a mortgage yourself on it, but it needs a new chimney or a new roof or whatever it is, you have to take that into consideration. He needs to pay for half of that. You see,
right.
There's a lot of that to think about. Anyway,
Smart. Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck. All right. I don't know. Rising Phoenix, are you here? I don't see you respond. Miss Sherlock, are you here? Sonia, I think I saw you. Let me know. I'm going to go with Sonia, and I'll back up and go with the other two if they just let me know they're here. Do the elementals have a message for you? All right. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. All right. Miss Sherlock, oh, thank you. Rising Phoenix. Okay. Thank you, Miss Sherlock. You'll be next. Corey Ray. I know Ness is here. And Lynn Hirayama, and then Carl. Okay.
Huh.
You got a funny?
Okay. Well, okay. So the first one I got was the Hermit, Retreat and Recharge. Isn't that what we all need right now?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But when I look at this, it's like, I think that that heavenly blessed honey, excuse me, needs to like recharge the batteries, just, kind of go within the cave, right? And then what's interesting to me, what's standing out, because I do a lot of reading. When I read, I look at the card, and does the card give me messages?
Yep.
And I'm really looking at the third eye is being guided to what you see intuitively, and what's being presented to you. And what's interesting, I get the next card is the Medicine Guardian. It's to be open to healing information. So I don't know if you were working on seeing a doctor, or maybe going into practice, or something that has to do with medicine for some reason. Be open to healing information. So, beautiful. And it's interesting because I'm seeing there's this little diagram here right by the heart chakra. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of like look in and see what messages are coming your way.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm using the Earth Shadow Oracle deck for you, Sonia. And I get first that everything is ethereal. I want to say this right.
Ethereal.
Thank you so much. Ethereal, which means that everything is fragile, uncertain, and passes from us, and so nothing is permanent. So I'm feeling as though if you're having any type of trouble connecting, or you're working on something and it's not being as fast as you'd like it, to just realize that this too shall pass and things will work out for you. And they want you to know that. They also say that you've cracked yourself open with regard to a lot of your healing. And it says opening, damage, or crushed, but I feel like this is more of an opening, and it might have taken some time. I certainly know that it probably took some negativity that has probably happened in the past to get you to the point you're at right now. They're recognizing that, and they're saying, stay the course. Everything's working and the right timing. And finally, I get cocoon. If you've been sheltering or insulating, or, and I love this because it doesn't look like a heart, but it's got that heart sort of quality to it.
Yeah.
And so it's like a protection. And I'm not sure if that's, your heart center, your heart chakra, but work on balancing your chakra system. That I think that
wow,
the elements remind you.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Oh, so yes, Paul was in the Bahamas last week, and now he's in the cold. Paul, did you get a tan? You make me jealous. Yeah. All right. There you go. Okay. So this is a message from Miss Sherlock's late grandma, Helen.
Okay.
And so let's see what we can find out what Helen has to say.
I'm getting, better pick the right card. I was like, wow. Okay. I'll do my best. You're the one that's leading. Please do. Thank you. There. Okay. So she gave me, okay. Oh. Wow. Okay. What? Grandma? Is that right? Grandma Helen? She is humorous. I didn't even notice that she says she's humorous. So the first card I get is there's a knight, be brave and honest. I don't know if this means that there's a physical person in your life that is a knight to you, but she's saying to be brave and honest about this. Is it either the relationship that you're in? The next card I get is called the Heart Guardian. Love and let yourself be loved. So I would say if this is a relationship, choose you first. The next card I get is the moon. It says, take note of intuitive messages. So grandma could be saying, like, if you're getting intuitive hits, or if you're feeling or hearing me, this is me. So I hope there's any validation with that. I'd like to know that. That would be awesome. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Well, I can tell grandma came through because grandma says, I sense you're feeling fatigued and very tired. Would you please get some rest? Oh my God. Can't you hear a grandma saying that to their grand? Yeah, absolutely. She says, get up and dance, move around. She said, this will act as a release for you. And if you're feeling fatigued and tired, it will revigorate and re-energize you. So even if you just turn on the music and dance around the living room, that's all you need to really do and release that. Your son is willful, but wonderful. Okay, Miss Sherlock. All right. Finally, I get, do you like pina colada? She wants you to just enjoy yourself if you can get away. The word escape almost sounds like subterfuge, like, I'm going to get out of here. But it really isn't. It's we can escape, Calgon can take us away. So whatever works for you, Miss Sherlock, grandma wants you to enjoy it. And that's why she is very humorous. She's fabulous. Yeah. I love it. You are fatigued? Grandma knows. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Take some time for you. Take some time. Yeah. All right. Hello, Chandel. It's nice to see you. All right. So did Rising, I didn't see that Rising Phoenix was here. Ness, you said the only one that didn't answer was Carl, but you are here, Rising Phoenix. All right, you'll be next, Rising Phoenix. Thank you. Okay. All right, Corey Ray Wilmice. Work sales will be better than last year soon. Are you working twice as hard? Oh, I think this is a good read for you, Corey. I'm getting here that you're going to seal a deal, and this deal may be very lucrative. So, I don't know when. I'd like to hope it's very soon for you. But when you're sealing a deal, it usually says if it was just a regular sale, it would just probably be that. But this looks a little bit better than that. It says make sure you communicate with those people that you work for and with in the sales force. Pick up the phone if they haven't called you and let you know, and make sure they know that you're there at any time to get a hold of. Finally, it says, there might be somebody in one other aspect, or even this person, who is kind of like a little bit dramatic. And they might say to you, for instance, I've got 6 or 7 other people who are hunting me down and they want my business. And that may not be true, but just work through it. If they already know the work you do, you can remind them also, either way, whether you do or they don't, you can remind them that you are very, very, what's the word I want to say? Aligned with the price that other people also have, and in fact are a lot cheaper than so and so or whatever it is that your spiel is. Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, first card I get is expect a miracle.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, yeah, and it's interesting because it's like when you are within your power, right? When you're within your power, you shine and you radiate your light. What's interesting too, my next card is passion. So if you have passion for this career, that's where it will come from. You know, as long as you have passion, you'll be successful in it. The interesting thing that you had mentioned about another person is that it's weird because I thought, why does this say guilt on it? So I'm just looking at the people. You have this person that's doing their job, hello, rewind, job diligently. And there's a person behind her that's just kind of like, just not into it. So that's interesting. And so I believe that this is you doing the job diligently. What is it with the job thing? That's interesting. Okay. But the last card that I get is the Six of Pentacles. So it's raining money.
Yeah.
You know?
Wonderful.
So yeah, I would say that it's definitely going to happen. Yeah. As long as, you know, it's your passion, you will be rewarded. Yes, ma'am.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. All right, Rising Phoenix, thank you for waiting. So Ness, Lynn, and Carl, that's for you that are in the chat, so you know. Could I get a read on how me and Mandar's meeting would go? Is it a good idea? All right. All right, the first card I get is recreation. I find that to be interesting. It's almost as though you're going to be playing ball together. So what that tells me is that, you know, you guys, you and Mandar getting together on this, you're in the same ball club. So in other words, it might be you might together work up a really good idea or whatever it is that you're seeking. The second one I get is that this is divine providence, which means you're landing in the right spot, and the gods and the angels and your guides, they're all saying, yes, that's what you were supposed to do. So I'm thinking a double yes here, because whatever happens will nourish you. Oh my goodness. So it could be money, it could be friendship, it could be a good business deal. It could be, I don't know if it's business or not. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is will definitely nourish you.
It's interesting because I got this card, passion, and I'm looking at it more like she's presenting something to this person, right? It's being presented, and this person is listening. So that's a good sign. The next card you get is gratitude. So there is obviously a coming of minds, the meeting of the minds. And what was interesting is the next card that I got was the peacekeeper. It says, let go of the need to be right. So if there's any way that you can go into the meeting just knowing that, okay, Spirit is wanting me to know that I just need to learn how to present it in a way that I don't get emotional over it. And I think it'll be very successful for you both.
Yeah. Yep. That's great. That's great. I hope that helps you. Thank you so much. All right, Ness. She would love to ask you, Judy in the Skies, what career opportunities will open or close for me after my writing project is out in the world?
Wow. Okay. Oh.
All right, Ness, I read for you anyway, so you'll have to put up with me too. Stepping into power, you are strong beyond measure. So yes, you will, once this project is over, you're in your power, you're going to step into it. They want you to expand your horizons, whatever that means to you. And finally, it says, trust that there's a divine plan. So don't be nervous about finishing up and what's next. Make it exciting, Ness.
Yeah. Okay, what career opportunities open up? I'm going to pull a couple of cards, so. Okay. All right, so interesting. I have school is one, which is interesting. And it says the answers that you're seeking involves going to school. So I don't know if this is something getting more education on it. And I can also look at this as maybe you even teaching as well. So don't just think that this means that you'll have to, go to school, because you're given options for this. It says, consider the career possibilities that are open to you. So I'm sure you have more than one that you're looking at. Let me see if I can pull a little bit more of a clarifier on this one. Sorry about that. Allie, it's really interesting when you're doing so many people, consecutively. You want to make sure that your energy is up there and that you're not getting anybody else's.
I know, and there are some people. That's why really an hour is no longer than that for a timing of a show. Really.
Yeah. It's
get you tired.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure that I'm giving enough information, because it's really okay. So it's I don't like pulling my cards unless they're actually not perfectly, but without that much hesitation. And for some reason,
it's okay, Judy. You do what you got to do.
This one is having a bit of a time, and maybe I'm not supposed to use this deck. I don't know. Okay, I'm not supposed to use that deck. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
There it is. Yep. There you got the message.
Yeah. So we have school. It has to involving some school or teaching or education. Those options. And then the next card I get is despondent. Okay. And I'm going to be honest. I have no idea exactly how that fits into this. Let's see. You have all the answers you need within you.
Ness is a very Ness is a very astute reader as well. She just doesn't do it on a show. And she pretty much can ascertain what different things. I'm thinking that it means, this job will be over. Don't wallow in sadness and be despondent. Move into the next energy. That's kind of what
exactly, because it says this card indicates an emotional tie that no longer serves you. Remember how to relate to the issues is the issue. Obstacles are removed when you change your relationship to them. I can't make this stuff up. I just it just comes.
It's all okay. I know sometimes we look at cards and we say, what the hell am I supposed to say?
With this, yeah. So I gotta trust the process.
I have one that is an addiction card that's in my past life cards or my mediumship cards. And every time I get it, I get a little nervous, because addiction can be anything. You could be addicted to the internet, but it's a guy holding a bottle, and I it's like I don't want to say it. It's like I don't want to say somebody's an alcoholic if they're not. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, Ness, you are very gifted. Thank you, my dear. All right. Lynn, you wanted to know, Lynn Hirayama, I accidentally knocked hers off, but she wanted to know who her guides are. So, or her angels are, I think it was. Sorry, Lynn. Could you just put it up? Was it angels or guides? And maybe you wanted to know.
Well, I think, I mentioned earlier, I don't know a whole lot, but you know what? I'm going to pull off
try it out. Yeah.
The angels and ancestors. Let's see what they come up with.
There you go. No,
like I said.
This is what, take the leap. Her guides. She wants to know who her guides are.
Okay. Well, I'll get the energy of the guides and see what we come up with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And this person's handle again, or the name?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Lynn, Lyn.
Okay, Lynn. Okay, Lynn. Thank you.
Yeah. Oops, I'll put it up.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently, I get that her guide is a warrior, and this guide is indicating for her to be fearless and stand strong. So she definitely has someone there that's definitely going to protect her. And who protects her?
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to get some more information if I can.
Sure. Thanks, Paul. We're glad you're back. I'm just going to say you have so much energy around you, Lynn. I'm sensing you have guides that have been with you from the beginning, angels and others that have worked with you. You have angels that have guides that have come and gone, new guides coming in. Call on your parking lot guides to bring you right to a parking space when you go shopping. And here's another thing. They've transformed not only you, but themselves. So you, by working with you, they have elevated their, it's like they got their wings. And so you made an arrangement that you not only would be transformed, but so would they. And so look at this beautiful, it's a beautiful butterfly. So I'm going to say you probably have some elementals that work with you as well. And that would be pixies or fairies or any of the outside ones. And you also have an adventure guide. Again, as we mentioned earlier, we don't really know the names of these guides because they don't really care about names. But I want you to know the types of guides you have. And that would also include past life folks. And I know my dad is my guide. He wasn't my guide my whole life, but he's been my guide since he's passed. So
that's awesome. One other thing I wanted to mention, because this warrior is indicating to me, and it could be just the angel, your angel, but this is the card that I've been given. And so I kind of looked at it, and it's interesting because it talks about being able to protect yourself. And it says the warrior within, the energy you call on to protect yourself, even if you don't think you love yourself. If you are exposed to in a situation that could be not of the right light, it is for you to step in to protect yourself and act in a fierce love. So they want you to be able to protect yourself when you feel like you can't. And they're telling you you can. You have that strength within you. Yeah. And the warrior, even though it looks like it's a dark, darkness, but it's not. It is of the light, and the warrior within is made of light and has the capacity to shine even more brightly when you're facing your fears. So I think that's a good message.
I agree. I feel like they want you to know to call on them. They're there for you. But if you're not calling on them, they don't have permission to do anything for you. So
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like you want to know who they are, but you got to have a conversation with them.
True. That's true. Yes, absolutely. All right. So we have Carl Heese. Will today, tomorrow, or this week be a breakthrough for me with these deals coming up? All right, Carl.
Let's see.
Tanita, I see your post about allowing at the end where Judy can give us something we can do for the new moon. I want to tell you also about the cinnamon. So stand in the front door, have some cinnamon in your hand, blow it in on the new moon, and it brings abundance to you. So there's that. Yeah. But we don't really have a lot of more time to talk about it today. Right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
And I like to prepare for something like that, so I have it, because I'm like squirrel. So just know that. That's why I like it.
I think you're doing great. You've been thrown some interesting questions today that you've been able to. Yeah, everything's great. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so this is for Carl. It says, will today or tomorrow or this week be a breakthrough for me with these deals coming up? So here's the thing. I got the 8 of Swords, and basically a lot of stuff is coming at you. A lot of things are going around. Just know that they're just thoughts in your head, that you are the one in control. You are this person, not that person. So every time somebody looks at this card, they look at that, which doesn't look good. But remember, you are this person. That's just the mirror. One of the other cards that I have is that it's the Page of Swords. So what you have available, you're able to articulate and, be in the presence of who you are, being able to present, if you're presenting a program or a sales, that you have everything you need and you are being guided. You do have some options. You may be either given options or maybe things might have to change. You might have to kind of adjust, but that's okay because you are the emperor. You are the person that's in charge. And for me to get this card, and this is a gentleman, it's pretty significant.
Very interesting. Yeah.
So that you're sitting in your power. So the emperor is big to me, is bigger than a king. The emperor is bigger than a king for me. So I'm thinking, this is your power. Stay in the power. You got this.
Yeah.
Oh, and then another thing too. It's like you're holding the chess piece. So you've got the winning.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good news. I got your equilibrium. Hopefully, meaning, if you get really dizzy, your equilibrium is off, Carl. And so that equilibrium's, and I think that you're going to gain that stability and not be so dizzy. And it's just a metaphor. It doesn't mean you're really dizzy. Okay.
Right.
But keep up with your drive to succeed. They want you to do that. I do get culmination. I can't tell you when. I can't tell you how. But I do get that it will culminate. So I'm hoping that means you're going to be getting a breakthrough. So
yeah.
You do get dizzy, Carl? Oh, well.
So this is a good card for that. That's like this is the illusion. It's like, Carl, here's a good thing. Wiggle your toes. Whenever you get dizzy, wiggle your toes. I always was told to do this. Like if you I told this doctor that I would get kind of anxious getting on a plane, and she'd say, wiggle your toes. Whenever you're anxious, just wiggle your toes. If you're going to get a shot or if you're going to get any procedure done, just wiggle your toes because it takes you out of your head.
Well, you're going to laugh because my husband's a chiropractor, and when he was in practice, when he's going to adjust your neck, nobody likes it. And they go, so he'll say, okay, right now I want you to wiggle your toes or whatever. And every time he was able to get right in there and make it work. You put your focus on something else.
Something else. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Linda Kennedy, you wiggle giving blood. Well, you're very kind to give blood. So there you go, my girl. Thank you, Judy. Thank you,
everybody. You. It was a treat.
Had a great time. Thank you so much.
It was wonderful. We'll do this again.
Let's do it again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.